God, some of these are terrible.
Oh, they're hideous.
I never look at third-party controllers really ever.
Yeah.
But now, like, when I scroll down a little bit to see, like, other sponsored products, I mean, some of these are just ghastly.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, who's buying this stuff?
Somebody is, apparently.
Jeez.
I'm going to get the one that looks like the Pokemon ball.
I'm going to send you one that looks like it's made for an adult that doesn't do tech.
Oh, God.
Stand by.
Oh, boy.
It's coming, and go.
Oh, boy. Ah!
Here's your home button.
It reminds me of like a Ghetto 360 controller.
Yeah, here's your home button.
Oh, God.
Here are the nice enlarged buttons for you.
Oh, man, this is terrible. Paw Hits?
Oh, my God.
That's the name of the company that makes this, Paw Hits?
In all caps.
Oh, my God.
Oh, don't even... I just clicked on, like, the actual company, and they have a controller that's even worse.
Is it the one that lights up and glows and is blue?
Yes, sir. Oh, my God. Look at that fucking thing. It looks like somebody just shoved Christmas lights inside of it.
Somebody probably did. And they don't even
And, like,
have
Snow White
the rights.
sticks.
They didn't even have the rights for the Xbox logo, so it's just a white circle.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. This is terrible.
Oh, my goodness. All right, well, we'll see.
We'll see.
I'll just leave it at that. Anywho, but yeah, so I don't know what I'm gonna do. I want to keep playing it, but I don't want to torture myself. So I gotta take a look at the budget and see what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, you mentioned something earlier, I think, in Discord about delisted games.
Yeah. This kind of ties in with my Dead Space installation. Before we, so I fired up my 360, right? And I haven't turned on my 360 for a while. So, with Xbox Live Gold comes with a free game every month. So, like, I went and immediately checked my download queue, and it was full. Every time I say I want a game for the 360, it adds it to the queue, but the queue's full, so I can't download the game.
Mm-hmm.
So I cleared that out, and then I went looking to find my download for Dead Space. And the 360 doesn't have the same level of management for previously downloaded games that the Xbox One has. I absolutely adore the way you can filter through titles that you own on the Xbox One, because you can do it through games that are on your system, games that are no longer on your system, but you have the right to download. You can do it alphabetically. You could do it by platform. So Xbox One, Xbox 360, original Xbox. You could do it by enhanced games. You could do it alphabetically. You could do it by last played. They give you every fucking option. There's even a button that randomizes which game you pick. Like, if you're like, I don't know what to play today, you hit random and boom, it just picks a random game from your library. So I already have Dead Space downloaded on my Xbox One. That was a piece of cake, but on the 360, it is not downloaded. So I go into games, which, to me would seem like that's where all the games that I own should be, downloaded and not downloaded. And I'm looking through the list, and Dead Space isn't in there, but Dead Space 2 is. And then I realize, okay, this means that I have the game installed on the system. And as I'm looking through the list, trying to find Dead Space, I'm noticing that a lot of the games that are listed that once had cover art, that cover art is grayed out. And that usually means that game has been delisted from the store. Now, I'm familiar with it because a while back, I noticed that Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 had that happen, right? This is years ago. And I did some research on it, and sure enough, Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 was delisted from the 360 store. So I never really paid much attention to it. I've always been aware of it. We've talked about it in previous conversations that you and I have had about physical versus digital. And this is something that I've always been very conscious about. But it really hit home even harder today because so many of the games that I have downloaded on my Xbox have been delisted. And when you search for them in the store, they don't exist. So, like, there's this one game that I know I paid money for that I never got around to playing, and it's a full-size game, so this is a prime candidate for me to to uninstall so I can clear up space for Dead Space to download, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I can re-download that game. As far as I'm aware, like that game is gone forever. And I think there's a way to go through like your download history and find certain games again, but it's not an easy process. And there are games that even in that download history can be removed that are so like period. Doesn't matter whether you paid for this game or not. It's gone. You can never play it again.
Shit.
I have a problem with that.
Yeah.
And now we have a generation of systems that are coming up that are going to be very heavily focused on all digital.
Yeah, that's concerning.
With the PlayStation 5, yes and no, right? Because the PlayStation 5, all right, so the PS5 is going to be very focused on new content, but it will be backwards compatible with, quote, the vast majority of PS4 games, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let me just take an example just off the top of my head. And this is an unlikely one, but it's the first one that comes to mind. Right? Bastion. You have a copy of Bastion on the PS4, correct?
Yes.
Let's say 5 years from now, your PS4 has been sold. You no longer have it. You're playing your PS5. And you say to yourself, man, I want to play Bastion. And I know it's backwards compatible with my system. And you go into your library and it's no longer there.
I'd be pissed.
Right. So would I. I should do a screenshot of all the games that are missing cover art. Now, they're still on my system. I haven't deleted them yet. So I still have access to many of them. But I guarantee you there are many others that I did download that I no longer have access to because I removed them from the hard drive.
Jesus.
And this is the reality that we have to face as console gamers in particular. PC gamers, somebody is always going to pirate this shit and back it up. Those games will live on forever if you know where to look for them.
Mm-hmm.
But with consoles, it's a whole nother ballgame because the only way to play those delisted games, if you're not able to download them, is find a copy of it and either emulate it on your PC or play it on a hacked system. And those hacked systems are very difficult to hack sometimes, you know. I don't know how to hack a 360. I'd be pretty scared to do so.